My most recent tournament was in Bratislava, which is in Slovakia, and it's called a Under-20 World Cup. So there are 199 competitors because each country has 12 slots, and I went as one of the 12 sent from the US.
I think that in college fencing you have a lot of 5-touch bouts, and that's really useful practice because at the internationals in the first round you have to fence everyone to 5 points, and typically that was always my weak point, but I do feel like I'm getting better at closing out the 5-touch bouts because that's so important in college fencing.
My experiences at Harvard, I think, have helped me a lot because back home at my club, it's a very young club, so young fencing is very, very different than the kind of fencing you'll see like on the international circuit because it's just sort of immature and there's less play between the opponents. Doing that here in practice makes it a lot easier to slip into that mindset in the tournament.
Obviously, it's a different mentality because your actions are affecting the whole team.
It's more fun fencing as part of a team just because you can cheer each other on, and I think the timeouts are really fun because you don't get timeouts in individual competition. You just get a teammate to come up and give you their perspective, and it's really, really nice just to have everybody at your back, you know.
But what's really useful is that we really communicate with each other, so in the same way that my coach back home might have said, look, you keep making the same mistake or something like that. One of my teammates can take me aside and say, you keep doing that and then I'll change it. Probably the Dead Sea for Cadet World Championships 2 years ago. That was really fun. It was kind of like being at a holiday resort.
But I really, really liked Barcelona. Barcelona was beautiful. And that's kind of tied with Sydney, Australia, because that was also pretty cool. I think traveling, I like traveling because not necessarily, I don't really like to travel and visit places so much as the people in them, and so having the interaction that I get to have with them in terms of fencing competition is another way of finding out about a country's culture, which I think is really interesting, and it's pretty unique that I get to do this.
It's just great fun. I've met a lot of people I never would have met otherwise, which is really nice.